Hello and welcome to the Unfit Crew, Chapter 5. How are you all today, my friends?
Doing good.
Doing all right.
Andy. I'm pretty good.
So, we have a little bit of an announcement, unfortunately, to make. It's not something like it's bad or something. It's something that, like, right now, at the moment, is something that is kind of making things a little bit, throwing things into a whirlwind for some particular things in the characters. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'd rather you announce it yourself, say it exactly, and I will just, like, how should I say this? Finish my thoughts, because I rather you say it, of course, because it's your thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, when it comes to scheduling obligations to keep my channel uploads consistent, unfortunately, I'm not able to commit time to this and also keep that going, so I unfortunately have to bow out of the campaign for now.
For now, that's the key word, everyone. For now. We might be able to do this more in the future if we'll find the ability to, schedule better, and essentially things may be going to change even in my end. So we'll have to wait and see, but at least now we have, I wouldn't say a replacement because nobody can replace anybody here, but we have somebody here that essentially is going to join in your stead to make it still a 3-group party. At least at the moment. We'll check if we'll have a fourth one, but I think at the moment we only have 3. Regardless, goldenova is still going to be here to say goodbye in this first part A, and then we'll continue everything for part B. So, let us restart with this, and again, it's not something between hate between us or anything. I'm still really like him, and I'm pretty sure I can vouch for him to say the same for me, that like we're still really like to work with each other what we can. It just sometimes things happens.
Yeah, sometimes you try to do things because you want to have fun with your friends and do some cool tabletop role playing, but then try it for a while, and then unfortunately reality sets in. So
yeah,
no kind of weird messy breakup kind of stuff.
Also, I noticed that in one of the places, just like the mountains, apparently I need to create a new map for this, because apparently my letters got confused, and I wrote instead of north, not ref, instead of north on the border. North ref border, just in like the Tower of Black, like the black area there. That's actually kind of hilarious. Regardless, let's talk about what happened last episode, or chapter, so we can begin. So, well, last chapter, which I'll need to open it up for me, we're essentially fought skeletons in the cave, if I remember that correctly. You thought 3, or should I say 2 skeletons that were the skeleton guardians of the cave, and you descended down below, finding yourself in a maze and fighting some particular horrors that were around. Wasn't really something like, that you could not handle, but you almost didn't come out of it alive-ish, if that makes sense. Like, you handle it, but you weren't got out unscathed. And essentially, Gorgnak and AK kind of found few things interesting in the labs that apparently was in the cave itself, which they decided to essentially work on a little bit later. Now, there were some particular items which we will discuss their things later. It doesn't really matter right now, because I remember right now I forgot about them, the things that you got in the cave, and the loot that you got in the cave. It doesn't really matter at the moment. But the point is, once you got into Tira Death, after you essentially gone with a ferry road down Elber Mountains, you essentially met with a centaur lady with a bunch of half human, half animals kind of creatures as guards, and they announced to you that AK, your companion, is essentially Roy A. Kessler and the one of the members of the Council of 5, and the head for the Ling-Ness family as well. If that's if I remember anything correctly, is there anything I forgot, because it's been a little bit of a while?
I think you're good on that, yeah.
Yeah, I remember dropping on that ending on that bombshell as well.
Yeah, I actually was really surprised that you were not like expecting this. Regardless, that's where we're left off. But before we'll start with you guys, I actually want to start with our new player. And essentially give him a little bit of a way to ease it in as you three take your time with, yourselves before, like, essentially moving on to Ipernad, because that's the point. They gave you some kind of a little bit of time to be with yourselves and settle down after your journey in the cave, and you're going to go into the nearest tavern, known as the Leaky Frog. You're more than welcome to go into the Leaky Frog, and we're actually going to start off with the fourth player in this group for now. Fourth, well, technically, you know what I mean. Brownie Pag, you're more than welcome to introduce your character.
Okay, so my character is Kbalt, and he's like pretty much a Dragonborn warlock from a different alternate timeline of a parallel universe, and he's this reincarnation of that guy who failed to save the world. And he was a human in his past life, but now he's just he's a Dragonborn warlock. And sometimes he feels like...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, continue. There's something I want to say afterwards.
Oh, okay. So then sometimes he feels like he's responsible for saving everyone, but then feels like for no apparent reason that he can't really do it, no matter how hard he tries.
Right. There is anything else that you added to the thing that to your story that I need to look on later, or I just read everything at the moment? Just if there's something that you want to put in the public that I forgot.
And that was pretty much everything, just aside from his design, which is like he's blue and he has like he's like
blue.
a human body with a dragon. Yeah.
He's blue. His main trait, he's just blue. Anyway, what I wanted to say that he kind of reminded me of the overcautious hero character that's like, if anybody haven't seen, it's a little bit of I don't want to say way too much, but it's kind of reminding me of the fact that it's like he's doing everything he can to be cautious about everything.
Question, was he isekai from modern day Japan?
Yes, I think he is. I think so, because a lot of isekais are modern day Japan, yes.
I didn't mean the cousin hero, I mean Keyboard.
Never mind. Anyway, you're talking about Keyboard. Where are you from in the turn dimension? The question is if you remember anything. Let's put it at the moment right now that you can decide yourself. We'll see how deep that goes.
Like where I was in the alternate timeline?
Yes, but I think it would maybe be interesting more if you will reveal that a little bit later if people ask you. That might actually be a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll reveal it later.
So, what are you doing right now at the Leaky Frog Tavern as you're sitting there down?
Oh, what am I doing?
Yes.
So I'm just sitting down there and I'm just thinking about what I'm supposed to do today, what's going to happen.
Okay. Any thought you want to share?
Just kind of questioning reality a little bit, kind of confused. Why do I have these feelings of doubt and responsibility for no reason?
Well, as you wonder that, you watch the kind of classic group of adventurers entering in: a human, an elf, and an old dwarf. I almost said orc, but dwarf. They're entering in, and essentially what follows them in, even though instead, the bartender is looks like he's his eyes kind of he's how do you say this? Like he's just not really looking happy with his face, and it's like he turned it a little bit. He's frowning a little bit of his face. I'm not sure the word for it, so I'm not going to say it that much. But the point is, you see a duck with them, kind of like waddling around the dwarf, and yeah.
I will pet the duck. I'm gonna give the duck a few pats on the head.
Oi, 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 oi. Hands from the duck.
What? What about the duck? Is this duck important? It was a nice duck. I wanted to give it some pets. Is that fine?
Mandel, is this guy okay?
Let's see what he thinks.
I don't trust him.
Natural 20. Wah.
Does anyone know what this duck is saying?
Only he knows what this duck is saying, but half of the time he making what the duck is saying, so yeah.
Okay, so Wexley kind of like steps forward and goes, I'm sorry, I don't think we've been introduced, Sir Dragonborn. I'm Wexley, and I hold out a hand to shake his hand.
I will accept the shake, and I will say that I am Kebalt.
Kebalt, wonderful name. Now I understand that you're not fully aware of the situation. What you're looking at does seem to be a harmless mallard, but Teamndl here is a danger to society. I think it's best if you steer clear of the avian.
What?
When you say that, you hear him kind of like not tearing, but like kind of like biting on your cloak, kind of like pulling you down.
See, what did I tell you? They're a menace to society.
And then you see kind of like a beetle kind of flying off from the human, kind of like landing on the duck's head and just sitting there. It doesn't really look like a live real beetle. It's more look like a stone beetle. Like, you know, the old beetles of Ancient Egypt kind of beetle. That's kind of beetle, just to clarify how that looks.
Oh, come on, Wexley. How this cute little duck, how Teamndl could be a menace. Look how cute he is. And I pet Teamndl.
I just got these robes dry cleaned last week. Let's go.
Well, generally, the duck's pretty harmless. Only Wexley fears this duck to that type of level.
Also, do you have a name for your beetle? Just going to throw that out there, Bobby.
Oh, he's going to be a recurring character? Crap, I don't know how to name things.
for now, it stays. Like, the beetle is something that you got. You don't know what it does, it's just something that you got.
He's Jeff. Jeff the beetle.
Jeff the beetle.
Jeff the beetle.
Jeff the beetle. We'll find you an animal too, don't worry about it.
Hey, so now we know about Jeff the beetle. What about this duck? What's this duck's name?
This is Teamndl. He's the best duck. I'm Grognak, by the way.
He does seem like he is a quite interesting duck, I must say.
You've roped in another one, Teamndl. I don't know how you do it.
He looks at you and like you swear you can see him smiling in a smile of evil.
Is that natural duck charisma?
Probably. The duck god. Man, if you will discover that he's the duck god. Haven't thought about what to do with him yet.
Hey, I just met this duck and he already seems amazing. I don't know what's the big deal about him.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
like
we should
there's
change
no
the name to the Unfit crew of Teamndl.
Teamndl's crew.
Teamndl's crew, yes. Continue on, sorry.
All right, so how did you guys even come across this duck? Like, does this duck have any importance to you?
They just
Mendel
left
is
and
my
they took it on a
sister,
journey.
or is my cousin's companion, and Grognak here decided that they were going to just spirit them away on this journey because they have some affinity for the little guy.
That was all Mendel's decision. I asked, he decided, so we took him.
You could say that, yes.
All right. Well, this duck seems pretty interesting, I must say.
Interesting is a generous way of putting it. Yes, let's go with that. Interesting.
So, anything I could get for you lads, or are you just going to sit and talk about the duck for days? You hearing the bartender just like asking you.
Ale.
No, I think I'm gonna pass for today.
Strongest ale you got.
Okay. He's coming back and roll a constitution save, I think the word for it, right? Constitution. That's a natural 1. Gorgnak collapses after he drinks this. Then the bartender just looking at you, huh? I thought that a dwarf will be able to hold his ale or liquor quite much better. Wonder what happened with this one.
I'm
surprised myself.
fired. That's a suck.
You're kind of almost like don't see anything. You're just almost collapsed after one drink. Anywho,
That is very suck. I appreciate it.
Wexley, Grognak's knocked. If you want to take out the duck once and for all, this is probably your chance.
No, I refuse to stoop to Mendel's level of doing things.
Leslie, if you do anything to Wendell, listen, will kill ya.
well, you should probably drag your friend to one of the rooms, I guess.
Oh, great. Do we have to roll to see who carries him up the stairs?
Well, I guess. I think 1 silver coin is a good price for a night, or it's pretty cheap. I'm not 100% sure. I think like a. Wait, no. I think 1 gold coin will be fine. For a room, or essentially all 4 of you combined will be 1 gold. No, wait, 1 for each. I don't know why. I'm just like trying to think about this. So write it down for at least Gorgnak for like at least for his room, like 1 gold coin. Just write it down. Who's ever in charge of treasures or whatever, and who is going to carry him up?
Bobby, if you'll take him up to a room, I'll go ahead and get 1 paid for. I don't think my slight frame is going to be helpful here.
Fair enough. I'll go and carry him up.
Okay, roll an acrobatics, I guess, just to make it fun. Let's see how this goes.
Oh god, I have to open up the character sheet real quick.
What do you thought you were going to do?
Acrobatics.
That will be a 6. Yeah, you're having a very hard time. You're just starting to drag him by his legs.
Ow. 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 Ow.
Oh man, I probably need a drink to help me get him up.
Said Grognak when Bobby is going up the stairs.
You're watching all of this happen, K-Bolt.
What is going on? It's just a duck. It's not that hard.
Oh no.
It's the best duck.
Just a duck.
My god.
I must ask, when was the last time this duck has eaten anything?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was consuming cave vermin when we weren't looking, the vicious thing.
It's better than eating us while we sleep.
I I have some spare bread in my pocket if you want to give it to Mendel.
I mean, you can give it
If you want to-
yourself.
If you want to have him imprint on you like that, be my guest, sir.
Okay, well, I'm gonna hand some pieces of bread to Mendel.
Okay. Very well then. He takes them. And he enjoys them. Let's just say that.
That's very good. I'm glad that this duck enjoyed my bread.
Good. Is there anything else you're going to do? Are you going to help them carry their friend into his room, or are you going to see him, watch him, just drag him by his legs?
You know, I wanna learn some more about this crew. I only just met them, so I'm just gonna see what happens, see how they do things.
All right, that's
Fair
20 more
enough.
minutes of struggle for me.
Roll again, acrobatics. Let's see how that works this time. That's quite better. You're like, okay, I got it, and you just hoist him up.
Yeah, once we got halfway through it, it really, went uphill from there.
Oh, he's bloody as hell, but
Brain trauma didn't hurt anybody.
yeah, it's fine. Anyway, is there anything else? Wait, when did I say that you arrived at the day? Did I say day or night? When last time?
I don't think you specified. When we arrived at the first place?
Yeah, the when you arrived at Teadreth, when when you met the family of
Probably midday.
I know for a fact it was more than an hour from where we left the cave.
Fair enough.
Because Bobby's helmet wasn't glowing.
No, I'm talking about when you arrived to. Did I specify? I think it should be evening around this time. I think I haven't specified. If I specified whatever, you still need a little bit more rest, I guess. And essentially, you drag your friend up top. Is there anything else you're wishing to do for the day, or specifically? Or are you going to all essentially turn in for the night?
Well, do we need to follow up with our new acquaintances before we go to bed now, or are we waiting until tomorrow for that?
New acquaintances? Oh, you mean what is his name again? Roy? No, he told you to take your time off a little bit for a while. You need to take care of his sisters, kind of catching him on and scolding him about being a lord that just decided to go by himself.
Well,
Okay, then I'll go ahead and pay those 4 gold so that we can have a room, and then I need to rest because I have a level of exhaustion that needs to go away.
Oh, it's already gone. It's already gone.
Okay, then I need spells. I just want to rest my feet.
That makes sense. Anyway. Anyway, what the rest of you are going to do?
I think I'm just going to say goodnight to the duck.
And are you going to try to pet the duck before you go to sleep?
Of course.
Good choice. Anyway, so you're going all to bed, unless of course, again, is there's anything Bobby wanted to do?
I don't think we can sell stuff right now, so I think I'll just go to bed.
Fair enough. So as you go up to bed, well, all of your nights essentially go in normally. All but one, which is Gorgnak's night. Yours is a little bit different than anybody else. Well, you remember last time, or at least a few days ago, where you arrived at a little bit of a temple and found some kind of a pendant that essentially appeared and increased your magical cleric powers? Well, you found out the same place, essentially. But this time it's a little bit different. It's the same place as the last kind of temple, but a little bit more dark feeling going into it.
Oh, great.
Not something that like feels evil of sort, but it's like it does feel a little bit of like different than what you used to. As you walk around, you hear a voice saying, "Why have you forgotten me?"
Because I was drunk.
I am the greatest source of your power. It sounds like a woman's voice.
Pardon?
Give in.
Am I drunk again?
No, you're not drunk. You're sober. It's like you're just hearing that. Give in a little bit into your madness rather than fight it.
That usually doesn't end well. So, no thank you.
If you will trust me, it might well end well. You're only trusting my husband, Leosis, but you don't trust me.
Yep, that's about right.
You don't really see anything, but she said, like, you hear the voice saying, like, remind to me when you're going to change your mind. She says, as she's like, you kind of like, still stays there for a few seconds, and then you wake up in your bed as normal day has passed.
I check if everything is on me.
Everything is on you, nothing changed. It just was a weird dream for you.
Okay, good.
So anyway,
Okay.
what are you going to do for the morning?
Where's Mendel?
Oh, he's there, slipping on the floor. On the, what it's called? Rag, I think the name is?
Yeah, that would be about
I
right.
think that's the word for it, regardless. He's sleeping there.
I cannot wake him up. Yet.
Yet.
Okay. I'm gonna go get some breakfast.
Anybody else is also awake in this hour, or you're all still sleepy heads?
I'll be a little extra sleepy as I was close to death in our last adventure.
Makes sense.
I've got to get up bright and early to get my spells prepped.
Yeah, that also makes sense. But the question is, are you doing it in your room, or are you going to do it, downstairs?
Definitely in my room.
Then he's not going to meet you. K-Bolt, what are you going to do?
Good morning, barkeep.
So,
Okay, so
yeah. Go ahead until I will go back to him in a second.
okay, so I'm just going to like wake up and just walk around, see what's happening. Maybe like get to know some people in my crew, my new crew a little better.
Oh, so you already decided to essentially be part of them without them even knowing. That's interesting.
Very assertive.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tag along now because
So you find
I
the
don't have any friends.
yeah, you find the so-called old dwarf that essentially collapsed from a cup of ale, just essentially like sitting there and just asking from the bartender to something new today. So now I want Gorgnak to roll for me Constitution save, but this time with advantage. Yeah, you're able to
I
handle
can
this
live with
quite much better than last time.
Ah, damn it! Why does the back of my head hurt so much?
Oh, it's because somebody dragged you to get to your room.
That explains a lot.
One of your friends, I'm not sure. I think it's the human one.
Okay. Anyway, do you have any breakfast and some spare bread for the duck?
Sure, I think. The bartenders say.
Please and thank you.
Also, if you, I haven't mentioned this, but like this part, that's why also what I call K-Bolt is like really okay being in this town and not really shunned or anything, is because everyone in this town, like most of the people here, or should I say, a quite few number of people here are like half humans, half animals. I'm not sure what's the exact terminology for that one, but it's like centaurs.
They're furries.
Furries.
I'm looking for the actual one, not the.
Hi. Rank up, high five. For that.
Shut up. Anyway, you find yourself like that, and he is a human, and he's giving you your breakfast and what you need. And apparently, after you're essentially like getting your food, you essentially notice something. Like you kind of getting the feelings that somebody is watching you from the ceiling, apparently.
I look up at the ceiling.
Oh, you see a giant spider lady. And
Hi,
she's,
beautiful.
oh, that's a new one coming from a dwarf, she says, as she's like going down.
I'm full of surprises.
The woman herself, or should I say, she's her bottom spider part is what I called, what is it? I think it's a fishing spider, like those that like kind of like use their webs as a way of like kind of like a rod, like they're fishing their prey. That one, I forgot the word like exactly. I think it's a fishing spider. It doesn't really matter. The point is, I think it's brown, right? The color is brown. From her bottom part, she only have 2 arms. Don't fantasize like 4 or 6 or something weird as that. She's normal for the most part. She has 2 opened eyes in the color black. Not full black, but and what looks like 6 closed eyes for kind of. They're not really like, you see like the what are called, the rows of the, or should I say like, you see that like the size of an eye, or like should I say like even smaller eyes, or like somewhere there, like they're closed but they're there. And she have a short kind of like to her shoulders kind of brown hair as well, and she's just staring at you at the moment. A dwarf and a dragonborn. Good morning.
Morning.
Interesting. I don't remember you being put it on my list. She's looking at you, K-Bolt.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of new here.
Is he a friend of yours? She's asking you, Gorgnak.
Just met him. But he's cool.
So, do you want to bring him along to,
Sure, why not?
Okay, I will have to arrange that and ask him specifically, but I'm pretty sure he will be fine with it. After all, he's not as hard as his annoying sister. Even though she's my best friend. Also, yeah. Janelli, by the way, she says like she's giving you an arm to like essentially shake as she's looking at some particular pages on her other one. Do you shake it or you just leave it hanging?
How do I
Wink.
proceed with this?
That's the question.
Okay, let's do it like this. It's either going to bite me in the butt or bite me in the butt.
Okay.
I take her hand and I kiss her hand. Grognak. Milady.
Let's see what she thinks about this.
That should totally be a charisma roll.
Yes, pretty much. Or not a charisma. What is the word for it? There is no. What like there is a role for it. I forgot the name. It's not diplomacy. It's another word. Role for it.
Persuasion?
Persuasion. Yes.
Holy crap.
That's what goes okay with her. She's not really like looking like flatter too much, but it doesn't really look like it bothers her that much as well.
It's a pleasure.
Anyway, where is your friend?
Probably sleeping.
Lazy asses, she says as she is rolling her eyes. And you see all of her 8 eyes opens, and then she closed the 6 of her that are not like open before.
Well, it's an elf and a human. What did you expect?
True, she says. Well, meet us in the town square, I guess, in about like an hour. I think it will be a good time. I will try to arrange for you, as she points for you, K-Bolt, and she's just leaving.
Thank you and see you soon.
And she's not like leaving through the door. She's just like trying to intentionally leave through the ceiling. Even though she's like turn flip again, she's just like trying to do things as less conventional as possible. She's so fun. Anyway, she leaves you two alone.
I tell the barkeep, interesting lady.
And very scary one too. Those kinds are dangerous. I don't hate any kind of the hybrid humans, I guess the name that should go around, or half animals, half humans. Not really sure for the name for them, but I don't know. Spiders, maybe because I'm a little bit afraid of spiders, kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. I don't hate them or anything, the arachne, but I just don't really like them that much.
Yeah. The Spider-Men are not well liked.
Anyway, the rest of you are essentially gathered after this particular event, unless of course the two of you want to do something, and essentially you prepare for your leaving, I guess. Unless of course, again, you want to talk about something. And that's including all of you even, joining together and talking.
Bobby, what did you do to my head?
Alright. I should have probably carried you by the head or your shoulders, but, just grabbed you by the foot. Got you up a flight of stairs.
Okay, that explains a lot, thank you. Well, actually, don't smirk like that.
I can't hear you. I'm preparing spells.
You saying as you're holding a spellbook in your hand or just eating your breakfast.
Chester, you have to be my eyes and ears. I just sent my little owl out to just sit on Grognak's helmet.
And you just watches Grognak and he's not sitting normally. He's sitting on his head, and then he's flipping his body is in the way of kind of bending in a way so it's he's looking exactly at Gorgnak's eyes.
Hi.
Hello.
Could you please get off of me?
Not sure if
Well,
that's
you
the
seem to like
voice.
one feather
Thank you.
friend. I figured you could use another one.
Okay, so anyway, I met this really interesting person, this really interesting lady, and she wants us to meet at the town square in an hour.
All right, well then let's get some nutrition and get moving to the next part of our quest.
Are you sure this isn't a trap?
Just going to say this. That was the most thorough and unthorough explanation at the same time. I don't know, how do you do that?
Years of practice, my friend. Years of practice.
Yes, Bobby, go ahead.
Are you sure that isn't a trap?
Well, she did come through the ceiling, so it might be, but she knows why we're here, so it might not be.
Alright, any girls that give me an offer, it often's just a bad time overall.
Okay.
I have no experience on that front, so I'll take your word for that.
Just be careful out there. The dating scene, it's a mess.
Oh my god. Speaking from experience.
Like I said, I have no experience on that front, so I'll take your word for it.
Bobby probably had a very, very bad dating life. Even though he's just 18 or so.
Wasn't he like in his mid-20s?
I think he's like in the start of his 20s. I'm not 100% sure, right?
You know, there's a reason I left town. Couldn't be seen there.
Hashtag spoilers.
That's save that for later. Actually, that might make things more interesting for me when you're going to visit your town. So we'll save that for later. Anyway, what is K-Bolt is going to do right now when he's watching these three people just talking, and just doesn't really do anything at the moment?
So I'm just going to sit here and just take note of everything they're doing. I need to get to know them better, understand exactly what's going on, and just kind of be confused about everything.
Well, okay.
He's really sitting there inquiring on exactly what happened in my dating life for me to say those things.
Yep.
So, are you going out, or are you going to stay in the tavern for a little bit?
I take Bobby. I put my hand on Bobby's shoulder. It couldn't have been that bad.
You did not see it.
Okay, fair. Anyway, I think we're going. Wexley, are you done?
Yep, ready to go. Got everything packed up. Let's go meet our new contact.
Butchin, let's go see Ashton Kutcher.
Well, you're meeting her in the town square. And while I would essentially normally give you a little bit, time to prepare and buy things, it doesn't really matter because you're just going to take the journey to Upernand and you're just going to have a bigger city there, so it's like, it's really doesn't matter. If this town was like a little bit more important, then yes, but it doesn't matter. The point is, she's just waiting for you there. The same spider lady that you met before, Janelle, and she's there apparently with your companion, aka Roy, and the Council of Five Lord, apparently, and his sister as well. Like, she's still like wearing full armor wearing full armor and have like a kind of like a lasso. I think what the word for it, like whip. She kind of like have a whip in her waist, on her center waist, I guess. And she's like looking at the four of you, kind of like arriving.
I guess she's going to whip us into shape.
Well, that's what I'm going to do if you're not going to behave yourself. And she doesn't say it in a smile whatsoever. She's very serious. And I thought you were supposed to be 3, she said.
Did you count the duck?
Animals do not count, not because of out of respect, but because we're just talking about people. Obviously.
We kind of just grabbed the random person and, you know, took them.
He's a late addition to the team.
Anyway, let's describe her. She's not really a big centaur body. She's more of like, you know, what are these horses that like they have in the movie Brave, something like that? Like, you know, not. I think they're not big horses, right? They're like not like big horses. They're more like built horses, and she's kind of like that. That's her lower body.
A pony?
It's not a pony. It's a little bit bigger than that. There's something bigger than that that kind of like feels like a pony, but is a little bit more built. It's like it's a middle between them. I don't really remember the specimen of this one, but it doesn't really matter. Her horse body is black, from what you can see from the legs. She's wearing full armor from the top. Like I said, she has whip. Her like horse parts are like, you know, mostly covered in some kind of like half armor, half dress kind of thing. So it's like, you know, only the legs are showing. Her hair is black and her eyes are like piercing purple for some reason. And she's just looking at you.
Hello.
Hello. So she's looking at like, you know, at Roy and is like, are we going to tell him to go or you're going to trust him to stay? It's your choice after all.
Oh, the dragon kid, he's staying.
Gorgnak, he's just looking at you and is looking at you for a second, like, you know, kind of like glancing and then going back to his note. Yeah, he's staying.
Well, Mental likes him, so in Grognak's book, he's cool.
You hear her, she was like, the horse lady's just saying, and she's like, not complaining anymore about this. She just like listens and not complains anymore. Well, we should better get going to our little bit of a thing, I guess. But we have a little bit of an issue at hand, I guess. And he's looking at you, Wexley.
Go on.
Not a bad issue, but kind of more of a royal decree issue, I guess, he says.
That, I mean, pardon my insolence, but that does seem like a pretty big deal.
Yeah. So you remember the fact that, like, your, I think you're Professor Afterfly, right? That's your master, right?
Yes, greatest magician in all the lands, yes.
So, apparently, did you understand that he kind of, like, let you off really easily without staying in a tower and saying that everything that you're going for is dangerous because... And that was actually part of the plot that I'm going to do for you, but unfortunately you're not here for it because you're leaving, actually, I'm just saying, out of the game. But he said it specifically, and now I'm going to come back to the game. The point is, he said that specifically he's kind of like let you go when he sent me the message because you were been requested by the king to become his new student for his current mage, so you will become the next the greatest next mage of the kingdom of sort, because he recognizes your talents and the fact that, well, the current mage of the kingdom is kind of very old at the moment, so we don't want to lose all of his knowledge and stuff.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
I mean, you
I
can always
am-
decide to decline, but it's up to you, I guess.
I think, friends, can we do a huddle real quick? I think we need to do a huddle.
I think it's only
Oh,
going to be
God.
between Bobby, Gorgnak, and Wexley for this one. So yeah. So you go 3 to the side and go to scene.
So, I assume you're
Good
going.
point, isn't it? Well, I mean, when the king sends a decree, you can't just say no.
That's a kind of hard responsibility to run from.
Well, you can. You can always say no.
He did say that you're not have to. I'm just going to remind that.
Oh yeah, as a player, I remember that. But like,
Yeah.
when the king says, oh no, you can refuse. Like, yeah, can you? It's royalty.
Of course,
Also,
but
But yeah, so Wexley's like, look, I think that we've been given or I guess specifically I've been given an opportunity here, but I don't want to forget what's going on here. I'll try to see if I can access any archives that might be in the Royal Kingdom to see if I can figure out what's going on here and perhaps relay information to you from there.
Oh, you're not going to forget anything. You seeing like Roy kind of like standing in the circle with you. He's like standing there. Hi. He's like saying like, I don't really mind your conversation. You can do your essentially goodbyes later. He says, and it's like the point is, they are going to make it to the capital with the kings themselves. You're just sending first because you have that kind of role. You're going to also have different kind of things, and maybe you are going to join them for some missions, but you have your own particular thing. And maybe you can find some particular things just like you said. The point is, it doesn't mean that it is goodbye, right? You are going to see him pretty soon. We're just having a different kind of thing to take care of. It might be even more important at the moment to take care of. I will talk with you when we'll talk, he said. But for now, just want to lay it out there. You will see them again. You're not going to disappear and never going to see them if that's what you're worried about.
It did weigh on my mind that I wouldn't get to see my new friends again.
You will see them. And yeah, I think you should send something for your family currently as well when you're getting to the capital. Obviously. But I will leave you with your friends at the moment. Also, come to see me. I want to show you something. Later.
Will do. I mean, of course, Your Highness, Sir Majesty.
Sure, let's go with that, he says, rolling his eyes.
Bye, Ashton. Well, and here I was, thinking that we three amigos will go with this and get to the bottom of this together. But okay, you do you.
Are you sure about that? I thought it was going to die really quick, and it would just be you two.
Okay.
I think you're far too sturdy for that.
Okay, I think I'm going to make Can I make a performance check to just go coy with this, not to show that this really does hurt Grognak a bit.
Of course you can.
He really liked Wexley.
Yeah, of course. Roll a performance check. Well, you need to roll, what is it called? I think it's... What is the other roll against it? I forgot the name for that one.
Deception?
Let me see here. I think it's Insight.
Insight, right.
Oh, for that inside, yes.
Yeah, he doesn't find out that you actually care. Good job, Gorgnak.
Yeah.
Face of stone, heart of gold.
Jessup, you do your thing. We can do it without you. I guess.
I promise that once
That's
I promise that once initial business is finished, I'll make sure to come back to you stronger and more knowledgeable than ever before.
Wink, wink, also real life.
Wink.
Like nudge, nudge. Okay. And if you do, you're taking us all for ale. On your dime.
That
No,
depends on how much of a royal stipend I get.
I don't think no for an answer.
I won't say no. I'll just give it a hard, a soft yes.
Fair.
All right then. I suppose this is a see you later.
Alligator?
Yes. And Gorgnak just shakes Wexley's hand. Really trying.
Reach out and take your hand, and then I pull you into a big ol' hug.
I don't feel comfortable with this. But I
I
return
will
the hug.
start crying into the duck and weeping as I pet Mendel.
You two, Bobby, get over here. Group hug.
Oh god.
Mendel, get over here.
And then Mendel just like not really doing anything malicious, he's just like going on your head, Wexley. It's like he's kind of like petting you in his own way with his wings.
Yes, I'll miss you too, Mendel.
Wah! He says as like he's dragging out of your bag the kind of like stick that your what are called your cousin gave you. So it's like he's kind of like asking you, are you going to give it to us or are you going to keep it to yourself?
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I think you all will have better use for having a safe space like this than I will wherever I'm going. So I think you should definitely hold on to it.
Yes, I will hold on to it.
Write it down
Okay.
so we will remember the transfer. So I will do those transfers later.
Okay. Gorgnak takes it.
I need to also look at your stuff as well for last session as I remind myself. But yeah, point is, group hug. Wish we could have drawn something that you can all see, but we don't have at the moment. Anyway, so yeah, what Wexley is going to do right now after all of this? Is there anything else? Last thing you want to say, Beh?
Not to the group, but I kind of turn over to I'm sorry, I haven't memorized the name yet. Is it Kablik?
K-Vault.
K-Bolt, sorry. So I turn to K-Bolt and go, so it looks like we're going to need to definitely require your services for our team.
Okay, I will accept the offer. It seems pretty interesting. I don't have much to do in my spare time, so I'll just tag along and see what happens.
I'm going to shout
So,
out
what
towards
is it?
him. Hey, don't let me die.
Anyway,
Yes, so I think we have just met. What is it? What's your vocation? What are your credentials, as it were?
My credentials?
Oh, yes, you're I mean, are you a
What?
trained swordsman, a cunning ne'er-do-well, a powerful arcane manipulator, those kinds of things?
Wexley,
No, like-
we're not conducting an interview over here. Really, please read the room. For once.
I just want to make sure you're all taken care of while I'm gone.
You know, like I know a little bit. I could get around nicely. I don't have like personal training experience, but you know, I'm like more self-taught than anything. I could do pretty decent.
An adventurer of the land. I like it. Alright, then I will make my leave.
Well then, are you going to leave right now?
If my escorts are waiting for me, then I don't want to keep them waiting any longer.
Oh, there is no escort for you to wait. I'm just going to send you there. Roy tells you.
Then please go right ahead.
Then he's like kind of like nudging you to like go with him to somewhere else, because trust me, we don't really want everybody to see this. At least right now. I will show it to all of you somewhere later, but not right now. Anyway, he just like leading you to kind of like not a shady alley, but like, you know, an alley with not anybody around, and he's essentially saying to you, "So, are you ready?"
Well, I have no idea how we're doing this, so no, but it hasn't stopped me from jumping into the unknown yet.
So, remember when Gorgnak mentioned that his shadow is kind of like more of have a woman shape rather than a guy shape?
Yes.
So his shadow kind of like waves to you, and he's saying to you, AK say to you, or Roy say to you, just relax, don't worry about it. If you will not struggle, it will be a lot more easier. I know it's going to be a little bit of scary, but trust me, okay? Are you trusting me?
Yes, I will. I'll put my faith in you.
Then try to do it fast, okay? He's talking to his shadow, and she's essentially like, you see the shadow kind of leaps and covers you really quickly. And as you open your eyes, you find yourself in what looks like a big field of grass. And yes, it's not from ReZero. I essentially did this even before that season. The point is, you find that fields of grass and a big kind of like not a big, but a small like a small house. Like, I don't really know the word for it. I forgot the word.
A cottage.
Kind of, yes. Kind of like, yeah, something like that. Kind of a cottage where you see kind of like it's the place itself looks like, you know, it's a field, but you also have like kind of a forest somewhere, and a little bit of like a small graveyard of sort of like two graves, two major graves and some small ones. And you're finding yourself in front of like that cottage, where at the balcony of it sits a woman with what looks like to be light blue dress, and she has fiery red hair and cold blue piercing eyes like ice, and on her cheek she has, oh yeah, a green and a little bit of a scar kind of like on her right cheek, and she's kind of like sitting there and looks at you kind of like half enjoying herself.
Greetings.
So, you're the little bit of a wizard that I have to guard one of the other knights.
Oh, hello. I don't quite know the honorific to give to a demon goddess right now. Ma'am?
Well then, shall we take a little bit of a time to talk? She said. Do not worry. I will take you to the other side through this cottage, as she's like pointing. Just you need to go for the other side. But time's passed a little bit more slower here, so we can have a little bit of a chat if you're interested. And I don't think it's a good place to end this, unless of course you have some particular questions that you really want to ask her. But I think that's a good place to end this for first part and for your leave, because you know about her, none of them do. At the moment.
Oh,
Just that
goodness.
one thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I shake Grognak. Oh god. He hasn't come out of the alley. What if a vigilante pops up in 15 years?
Oh no, you know that
deal
God.
with it one
you do
thing
see some kind of
at a
like a confirmation from Roy that he's like kind of disappeared. You do see kind of a little bit of a confirmation of a light, of a purple light, but you don't really see him. You just see like a small purple light like flashes like really quickly in the alley, and like he just coming back and saying to you, "Oh yeah, he teleported." That's pretty much it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it at the moment. This is going to be part A, and the send-off of one of our three characters of the original cast until he will return back, essentially. And we'll see how he's going to evolve once we're going to return back for that. But yeah, anything else anybody would like to say before we'll jump right into the break?
It's been a blast. Thank you all for inviting me and making me a part of your world.
It was a pleasure.
I had some fun meeting this new group. I'm very intrigued by this. I will be sticking around.
So yeah, this is going to be part A for anybody who's watching. We're going to take a break, and next week you're going to see part B. Bye bye for the moment.